Yeah, I said this to a couple of your players, but tie, like you win all this, the extra point only counts for the lead, so it doesn't count, but you won the game. I mean, you go away from that, the reason you have that is because fans don't have to go home not seeing the game decided. So it's got to be a great rhythm for you. You won that game no matter how it counts. If you won the next game with a great performance.
Yeah, it was good. Not the interesting thing. Tom and I talked about that after the regulation, right? Yes. Do you want to do the shootout? I said, I don't know. It's your home game, right? Like we do in our league, and I thought the league does it, you do it, right? I think we should do it anyway, but I think he told me after it was because I think they did that before and they lost, and the fans feel like they lost, kids fell down, right? So I didn't care. I'll be honest with you. So your decision, your home game. So let's do it. That's Tom, though, right? But yeah, it was good. I mean, obviously, get the early goal by Dom, and Zach did a great job, and hopefully we carried some of that into the next game. But aside from the second period, even though we scored 2 goals, I didn't mind our first and our third. But they were a good team in the second. I thought we were opportunistic with the power plays. Certainly the first one was kind of a little bit more of a broken play, but again, it was kind of like Western Michigan, right? Where we're up 3-1. They were probably the better team, but we were opportunistic. But the late goal, I was concerned to see. I wasn't concerned. I wanted to see how our team would respond, right? We're going to come out and be down and let the Midgie take that momentum, or are we going to come out and flush it and play a good period, which I thought it was probably one of our better periods of the weekend.
Yeah, the power play, you used a lot of different guys because of injuries and such. You got to use a lot of different guys on there. Is that going to benefit you guys later this season here? I thought it stood out that it's guys like Jesse and Bellomock that score those big power plays.
Well, Millie's on our unit now. Like we've used different guys, but we haven't used a lot of guys, right? I mean, we've had probably 3-4 guys off the same units, maybe a different guy down low, unless when Loney got kicked out, you're gonna try different guys. But for the most part, it's been 3 or 4 guys, and maybe experimenting with 1 or 2 or 3 down low. Now some of those guys have shifted where Kai started on one, he's on another one. But so when you say that, like I don't feel like we've been using multiple players. We've moved some guys around, trying to find. It's kind of like lines, you try and find chemistry. But again, like on some of those power play units, everybody's a little bit interchangeable, right? Like the unit we have with Dashke and Dom and Isaac and Benny and Luke, right? Like those guys are all lefties. They can move around. They can play either flank. They can all play in the bumper. And I think where we got into some trouble is they all want to get to their position before anything else, right? And trying to get them out of that because they can all play. Doesn't mean they have to stay there, but given certain situations, you can play different spots, right? But
It's their confidence. They don't feel like they all feel like they get Jim Farmer.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's probably been the one thing that's been probably the most consistent for us as far as numbers. I mean, is it blowing it off out of the water? No, but I'll take that 20 to 25%. Anything higher is good. Lately, it's been they aren't all going to be textbook highlight reel plays. You want them to be. We've had some nice power play goals. You're going to get some broken play goals or off retrievals, or like Kai's point shot that's a tip in, which to me is a good hockey goal on a power play. But they're doing all right. Chopper's done a good job with it. I think we can get better on our breakouts and entries. I think we ad lib a little bit too much. So again, those are important things. I think we can attack a little bit more off retrievals instead of worrying about setting things up. So I think there's just areas that we can keep getting better at, but it's nice to score the goals, and we're going to need to. We're gonna need to. 5-on-5 scoring is tough and it's gonna get tougher.
But also pretty like your fourth line, instead of just put out there to give great to the other lines. But they're now they try to score, which is great. That's the way your team were when you were champion.
Yeah, I mean, well, Jesse replaced, like on his goal, I mean, Millie was out there and he made a great pass. I mean, Jesse replaced, Loans, on a line change. So, I had a line going out there for the last 15, 20 seconds of the power play that obviously Millie was on his line, but he was on the power play. So Jesse was the first guy off and the beneficiary of a great pass and could have been anybody, but again, you still got to bury it. And so hopefully I kind of switched some things up again this week, trying to get some balance and just trying to find, I liked some of our parts of our lines last weekend, but right now we've made a couple tweaks and see if it gives us, a better balance. We'll find out. The three young guys playing together.
Just a perfect example in life. You could put him in anywhere, at any line.
Yeah, and right now, like he's playing with lads and Millie, right? That's why I got them together, and I expect the older line to be able to do whatever we're asking them to do, right? Whether it's play against teams' top line, score goals, so they're 2 5th years and a senior or junior, and we got them. I like the way Millie's come along. He's starting to play better. Found the net a few times here, and hopefully that'll be good for us. But we're gonna try it. And like I said, it's still all lines are sometimes relative to how guys play too. Right? So we only have 12, so not a lot of combinations you can come up with. But we'll have 8D and 12 forwards and 3 goalies on the trip. Will be back. He'll be available. We'll see if he's in or not. I don't expect him to play both games, but we'll see. He's getting there, but he's available. No, it was a good 2 games, 2-3-2 games. Again, I thought, we had a lead going into one of them. They score a couple power play goals. I mean, you got to stay out of the box. Their power play is good. They've got, couple top scorers in the league with Randall and those guys, and they're older, but they play fast. They play hard to the net, no pressure. They had a good power play. Again, some of the same things for us, right? We got to play with that pace. We got to manage pucks. Got to play with discipline. We're gonna have to defend hard around our net. It's not an easy thing. They got some big guys, and they love to get pucks to the net. So you gotta eliminate the second chances and hopefully get pucks out of your zone, or at least get them out of that scoring area. Got to win the battles on the wall. They said they like to play that type of game, but no, it'll be a good. I like hopefully our mindset going in after the last few games that we won a couple and did some good things and found some ways to win some close games, because I expect these games to be very similar.
Talked about face-offs over the weekend. Michigan had 5 power plays. The one that brought to start 4 of them. Probably out of coincidence, he killed all 5. How important is it to win to start a power play and not have to stick right to your zone structure right away? So,
well, it's important, right? And Jesse and Tanner went out. And Jesse did a good job, And again, that's what we expect of those guys, right? Loans has done it in the past. Times he's been good, at times he struggled. Made a point. Make sure Jesse and all our centers know. Again, too, recognizing where their face-off's going to start. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it's better to go righty against righty. Some centers like that. And so I think Jesse did a good job, especially against the Martin. They were righty against righty because they were trying to take it on that side. So sometimes you got to get those types of matchups too. Dom's our only left-handed guy, so we're maybe a little bit limited. You know, Luke Lohi can take draws, but he's another righty. If he's on a line, obviously Carter and Jesse. So we got a lot of righties. But sometimes I think for those guys, you know, some guys prefer to be on their backhand. Some guys, doesn't matter. Some guys maybe are stronger, like I said, going righty against righty, you know, where they can maybe get their body turned and get pucks to the front. So we were talking about those things. But no, Jesse did a good job, and he was kind of the lead. Those two guys were the guys that we threw over first, and they're going to probably continue to do that. We are kind of lead dogs on the power play or penalty play.
It doesn't seem to matter who they have. It's always.
No, Gabby does a good job. He always has. And even when he was an assistant, their power play was good, right? So, you know, breakouts, they come out with 5 back and they attack. But they love to shoot the puck. So it's such an easy thing, right? But they got a lot of guys on the power play that love to shoot the puck. And when you shoot the puck, you create opportunities for retrievals and breakdowns on a penalty kill. So as simple as that sounds, that's what they're really good at.
It's kind of a critical series for you, but it's also. They gotta
Well,
be-
they're all, but again, look, we talked we came back, John, we talked about, we can't change the first half. We can't, right? We are where we are. We've got to learn from it. All we can do is just take it one weekend at a time, one game at a time, and not be looking like even the last 2 weekends, right? One was an exhibition game. You know, last weekend was a win and a tie against a very good hockey team, who at that point was leading the CCHA and is going to be contending for that league title. But that's done with, right? And we can learn from those games too. We're not looking too far ahead. We're not looking at what we need to do. We gotta just go into every game and try and put a good 60-minute effort together, and we're going to win some and we're going to probably lose some. Hopefully we can win more than we lose, but if everyone does their job, and we can hopefully build some confidence within this group moving forward. And at times I've seen this group be really good, and at times I've seen our group be not really good. So hopefully we can be really good more than we're not really good. Right? Is that fair? Simple? Without getting into everything? But it's serious. You guys have watched. I mean, there's times it's been fine, and then there's times it's like, what the, you know? Like, no, it's just,
The opponents in this league are tough enough, and this is a prime example. These guys want to move up and be an elite team in the league, and you're kind of in their way now.
Yeah. And I hope that, you know, as we get into league and you look at who we're playing this month, brings out our best, because we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. Oh, Omaha is a good hockey team. North Dakota is a good hockey team. St. Cloud's pretty good. Western's good. So I mean, that it's a tough month, and it started off with a tough Bemidji team. That's not an easy team to play against. And they swept Mankato before Christmas. So, and they're a tough team to play against. Friday's game didn't have a lot going on. You know, Saturday's game was a little bit different, but you play teams like that, you got to stay with the game and take advantage of opportunities, and hopefully not make a lot of mistakes, because that's what they pounce on it, right? So, you know, Omaha's a little bit more, you know, they'll capitalize, but you know, we can also create things if we do certain things against them too, right? That allows us to create chances. It's gonna be a tough series. The whole month is tough.
Isaac, your first year, we haven't had a chance to talk to you much this year yet. Your first year, you're getting into the second half here now. Kind of evaluate, how do you feel the transition's gone from you into your first year of college? What have you liked out of your game? What would you like to improve yet?
Yeah, I think it's been maybe not the transition I wanted, but I thought I've grown in my defensive game a lot, and been able to help out a lot down low, and just be more of a 200-foot player. I think I'm excited for the second half. Obviously, we're about halfway done with the season, And we got some important games ahead of us. So, just looking to take care of business.
What's been the hardest part? What's been the biggest challenge going from the national team to college?
Yeah, I mean, I think just production wise has been challenging. I don't think anything's really clicked yet, which can be frustrating. But I think it's good for me to learn that and go through tough times and stuff. And it's helped me been more better mentally. So
Some of the injuries, I think everyone, playing with a lot of different guys in the lineup this year, especially at forward. For you, what's happened like playing with different guys here with Tanner and Jesse for a while there? Still playing with Tanner, but reunited with Cole right now.
yeah, I think it's good just to get variety. Things when injuries go down, you got to bounce lines around and all that, and just learn to play with different players and be in different situations every weekend. So I think it's good for development.
Playing with all the guys.
Yeah, I mean, those guys just they have their games and they know how to play it and execute it. I think it's good to learn different styles and how to accommodate how different people play and stuff. So I think it's all good, just a good learning curve and good for development. It's been good. Yeah, I like playing with him. I thought we had a couple of games together. He's a really skilled player, so it's fun to play with him.
Where do you feel your game? If you go from that first game against Arizona State to Bemidji this weekend, where do you feel your game has grown, improved the most?
Yeah, I think it's improved in that 200-foot game and just my ability to kind of protect the puck better and hold on to it longer. I think that's kind of where it's grown the most. Yeah, I think that's what this program's built off of, and that's what I wanted to come in and develop my game at a little bit. I think I have to continue to do that.
National development team that you worked on a lot, or is that something new coming here now?
Yeah,
There's more of an emphasis here than it was.
Yeah, definitely more of an emphasis here. But it's something I've always wanted to, grow because I don't want to be just an offensive player. I want to be, both ends.
You see yourself there. What's the player that you want to be?
Yeah, I always want to be an offensive, player. But then again, even at the NHL level, you got to play on your own end. You won't be there for very long. So.
Offensive production not coming maybe a bit earlier. Has that been top? Who are some of the guys you talked about that? This is a common thing for freshmen. I always say Ben Steves or Ryan McAllister at Western. Those are rare to come in and score like they are right away.
Yeah, I mean it's been frustrating, but like I said, it's just good for my development and learning. You're always going to hit a cold patch in your career, so I just had to be mentally strong throughout the season and show up every day and work hard, and that's what I've done. I would say no, probably not. This has been different, but again, like I said, I've just been showing up, working hard, and I know it just takes one little bounce. So.
You guys faced them once before already. What have you learned about your team in that time span, and now that you're heading to Baxter, what do you expect from them?
Yeah, I think this second half, we started off good, and just continue that roll. These games are all crucial, especially league play. To go in there and get a couple wins would be great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just starting to come together better. Starting to buy into the systems more and be more for the team. So I think it's important.
Something take away from that series that might help you this time around as you see him next time.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good series. I think this time around, just to stay with it the whole series. I think was it an overtime loss against them or I can't remember, but overtime win. Yeah. I mean, it'd be good to get the wins in regulation, obviously, and every point matters. So just sticking with it throughout the weekend.
Older guys told you mostly transition. You're an 18-year-old guy. Some of the older guys told you about making this transition down to bar and playing against a lot of older guys.
Yeah, they just told me to be, confident in my game and, not overthink anything, just go out there and play and stuff and, you know, all that stuff.